Imagine waking up tomorrow with a problem most people would dream of having. You have access to millions of dollars. There's just one catch. You can't spend it. Not openly, not safely. And if anyone asks where it came from, you don't have an answer. So here's the question. What if you became a professional money launderer? Not the Hollywood version, not the version with luxury cars, private jets, and dramatic shootouts. The real version, the boring version, the stressful version. The version where every day feels normal on the outside and terrifying on the inside. Let's find out. Level 1. The opportunity. At first, you're just an ordinary person. You have a normal life, a normal routine, a normal bank account. Then someone approaches you with what sounds like an easy opportunity. No violence, no drugs, no weapons. Just paperwork, just money. Lots of money. You're told that wealthy people and criminal organizations have one major problem. They have money they can't explain. Money that can't simply be deposited into a bank without attracting attention. And somehow, they need people who can make that money appear legitimate. The offer sounds simple. The pay sounds incredible. And because you're not directly committing the crimes that generated the money, you convince yourself you're different. You tell yourself you're just helping with paperwork, nothing more, nothing less. That's the first trap. Because almost nobody starts by thinking they're becoming a criminal. They start by thinking they're solving a problem. Level 2. Learning the game. Your days begin to change. You become obsessed with financial records, receipts, invoices, statements, documents. Not because you enjoy them, because every document matters. Every missing detail creates risk. Every inconsistency raises questions. At first, the money feels exciting. You check balances constantly. You calculate how much you're earning. You imagine the future, a bigger house, a better car, financial freedom. For the first time in your life, money no longer feels like a limitation. But something strange happens. The more money appears around you, the less relaxed you become. Instead of freedom, you gain responsibility. Instead of peace, you gain pressure. Because now people are trusting you with problems worth millions, and mistakes become expensive, very expensive.
Level 3. The double life. This is where things start getting difficult. You can no longer tell the full truth about your life. Friends ask questions. You give vague answers. Family members become curious. You change the subject. People notice your lifestyle improving. You become uncomfortable whenever finances are mentioned. At first, these lies seem small, tiny adjustments, tiny omissions, but over time, they pile up. You begin living two separate lives, the life everyone sees and the life nobody can know about. Maintaining one identity is exhausting. Maintaining two becomes a full-time job. You start remembering which version of the truth you've told to which person. You become cautious, then suspicious, then paranoid. Because exposure is no longer an inconvenience, it's a disaster. Level 4. Bigger money, bigger problems. Most people believe large amounts of money solve problems. In reality, large amounts of money often create them. Now you're dealing with amounts that would change multiple lives. Every decision feels heavier. Every conversation carries more risk. Every unexpected phone call causes anxiety. A simple notification can ruin your entire day. Your routine changes. You check messages constantly. You monitor situations constantly. You think about risk constantly. Even when you're supposed to be relaxing, even when you're supposed to be sleeping, even on vacation, your mind never leaves work, because one mistake could destroy everything. The money is growing, but your peace of mind is shrinking. Level 5. Living under pressure. This is the stage nobody talks about, the stage where success becomes a prison. From the outside, your life looks impressive. People assume you're thriving. People assume you're winning. People assume you're stress-free because you have money, but they don't see what happens behind closed doors. You stop trusting people. You wonder who knows too much. You wonder who's talking. You wonder who's watching. You become careful with every word, every action, every decision. You avoid attention. Then you fear attention. Then attention becomes your worst nightmare. The irony is painful. You spent years chasing wealth. Now your greatest goal is invisibility.
Level 6. The investigation. One day, something changes. Maybe it's a routine inquiry. Maybe it's a regulatory review. Maybe it's a question nobody can answer. Whatever it is, your stomach drops, because suddenly the possibility becomes real. What if someone starts connecting the dots? You replay years of decisions in your head. You remember every risk, every shortcut, every compromise. You start losing sleep, then more sleep, then even more. You wake up exhausted. You go to bed anxious. You become trapped in a cycle of anticipation. Nothing may happen, but something could happen, and sometimes the possibility is enough to break a person. Because uncertainty is exhausting. Humans can handle bad news. Humans can handle good news. What destroys people is waiting to find out which one is coming. Level 7. Isolation. At this point, the money barely matters anymore. Think about that. The thing that motivated everything in the beginning is no longer the priority. Your priority is survival. Your priority is avoiding disaster. Your priority is maintaining control. You realize something important. The wealth never actually belonged to you. It belonged to the system you built around it. The moment you stop managing that system, everything falls apart. You can't simply walk away. You can't simply quit. You can't simply start over. Too much depends on keeping everything running. The life that once felt exciting now feels impossible to escape. And that's when you understand the true cost. It was never measured in dollars. It was measured in freedom. Level 8. Looking back. Imagine sitting alone one night. No phones, no distractions, no noise. Just your thoughts. You think about who you were before all of this. The ordinary person. The person with smaller ambitions. The person with fewer worries. Back then, you wanted financial security. What you got was financial dependence. Back then, you wanted freedom. What you got was responsibility. Back then, you wanted peace. What you got was pressure. You finally understand the truth. Money itself was never the goal. The goal was what money was supposed to give you: security, freedom, options, peace of mind. But when money comes attached to fear, it stops being wealth. It becomes a burden, the final cost. So what if you became a professional money launderer? You might earn more money than you ever imagined. You might appear successful. You might impress strangers. You might look rich. But every gain comes with a cost hidden from the outside world. The cost of secrecy, the cost of paranoia, the cost of isolation, the cost of constantly looking over your shoulder. And eventually, you discover the biggest lesson of all. The most valuable financial asset isn't money, it's peace of mind.
because a person who sleeps well, lives honestly, and wakes up without fear is wealthier than someone with millions who spends every day waiting for disaster. And that's the cruel irony. You started the journey chasing freedom, only to discover that freedom was the one thing money couldn't buy back.